The new Model 3 Performance. This vehicle is insane. It's got a bunch of different upgrades from its predecessor that we will be going over in this episode. So, let's dive right in. This vehicle starts at around $53,000, which is the exact same price as the previous Model 3 Performance. Compared to most other sports cars, this is an amazing price considering the amount of power this vehicle has. For instance, an M4 competition starts at around $82,000. That's way more expensive, yet this vehicle is more powerful. The Model 3 Performance now gets a bunch of design upgrades over the standard Model 3, unlike the previous vehicle. So on the front, it gets a more aggressive front splitter and air vents at both sides of the bumper. This allows for better airflow, improving the aerodynamics. It still has those beautiful headlights like the regular Model 3, and it still has that sloped bonnet since it's electric. The side is pretty much the same, except you get new 20-inch forged wheels, and they do look really cool. It still has those flush door handles, which look great, and the back also gets a bunch of upgrades like the front. So it gets a carbon fiber spoiler. This spoiler is much bigger than the one on the previous Model 3 Performance. Also, it gets a much more aggressive rear diffuser, and that is the badge symbolizing that this is the Performance. It still has those awesome looking taillights like the regular Model 3. And overall, this vehicle looks absolutely amazing. This vehicle looks stunning. All of these design changes improve the aerodynamics. In fact, compared to the previous Model 3 Performance, this new version has 5% reduced drag, 36% lift reduction, and 55% lift balance improvement. I absolutely love the design upgrades. The Performance Model 3 finally looks different from the regular Model 3. It's a bit heavier though. It weighs over 4,000 pounds, but overall, it looks fantastic. The interior of this vehicle is super minimal. Pretty much every control is operated through this big display. It's a very nice, powerful display. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay nor Android Auto, but you don't need it because already it has Google Maps with features similar to Waze, so it can alert you for traffic lights, stop signs, speed cameras, and so on. You can also sync your contacts with the vehicle, so you can make phone calls and send messages through this display. It has a bunch of different music apps. This is pretty much Tesla's own version of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Perhaps even better because when you enable the navigation, the vehicle automatically puts supercharger destinations on your route. Since it can predict how much battery will be left at a certain point, you can't get that feature with Apple CarPlay nor Android Auto. It's a very good infotainment system. The technology this vehicle has is insane. So if you'd like to learn more about the technology of this vehicle, click on the top right corner of your display. Now the Model 3 Performance also gets noticeable design upgrades in the interior as well. Most noticeable are the sport seats. They look absolutely amazing. They're still heated and ventilated, like the regular seats, but they get a bunch of different upgrades. The bolsters are much bigger, to hold you better in place when cornering. The headrests have more cushion, and for improved aesthetics, they have black piping and the Performance badge underneath the headrests. These seats are absolutely amazing. The regular seats are very comfortable, and these seats will be even better. The rear seats are the same. They're still heated. It also has a heated steering wheel and 2 wireless chargers up front. All of these comfort features come as standard. Thank goodness. The second most noticeable design upgrade is a carbon fiber trim on the dashboard, rather than the fabric material you get in the base model. This helps to reduce the weight, and it looks very good. Finally, you get aluminum pedals. The rest of the interior is the same. It's a very nice place to be in. It has beautiful ambient lighting. The way the ambient lighting extends from the door panels all the way across the dashboard creates this beautiful wraparound effect. It's very nice. The interior quality also is very good. Tesla has brought the interior quality to a whole nother level with the upgraded Model 3. It's a very robust cabin with expensive feeling materials. All the windows are also double layered, improving the sound insulation. There's also a small display in the back for rear passengers. This screen provides different movies and videos for rear passengers to watch, and it also provides different controls. Overall, it's a very good cabin. It truly is a beautiful place to be in. The Performance variant is still as practical as the regular Model 3. So in the trunk it has up to 21 cubic feet of space, and in the front there's an additional 3.1 cubic feet of space. So in total, it has a cargo capacity of up to 24.1 cubic feet. Now let's get to the good stuff. So the Model 3 Performance comes with 2 electric motors. Combined they make 510 horsepower and 547 pound-feet of torque. It also gets an 82 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which has 296 miles of range and can charge at 250 kilowatts. It also gets a single-speed automatic transmission. Here is the exciting part. So this new Model 3 Performance can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds. 2.9 seconds, that's brutal. The previous Model 3 Performance would go in 3.1 seconds. That's 0.2 seconds quicker. And it also has a top speed of 163 miles per hour, just like the previous version. Like the regular Model 3, this performance variant has spring suspension, but for the first time ever on the Model 3, it has adaptive dampers unlike the base model, and they have different settings so you can change the firmness. They also have accelerometers which sense the vibration and the speed while driving. That way when the vehicle is in motion, the adaptive dampers adjust to go over the bumps smoother, improving the ride comfort. It also has sway bars to prevent body roll. There's torque vectoring, which is an electronically controlled limited slip differential, so you can send full power to the outer wheel with the most grip. Compared to the base Model 3, the track is narrower, which accommodates for the wider wheels. It also gets improved brakes. Now we don't have the actual measurements of the brake discs, and we don't know how many pistons there are in the calipers, but we know for sure that the brake rotors are larger, and so are the calipers. Also there's improved heat management. That improves the stopping performance at all speeds and a wider temperature range. In the electric motors, those gears have been grinded with precision. They also feature those hairpin windings instead of those regular windings on the previous Model 3 Performance. This allows for more current. They feature an inverter which generates 950 amps instead of 830 amps on the previous Model 3 Performance. This entire tuned chassis results in intuitive response to driver inputs, a 22% increase in continuous power, 32% increase in peak power, and 16% increase in peak torque. That is how this new vehicle is much faster. It also features Track Mode V3, which is Tesla's latest version of the track mode. This feature allows to adjust the handling balance, the stability, and the regenerative braking. It's a very advanced car. Great engineering here. This new Model 3 Performance is going to provide an excellent driving experience. The spring suspension makes the vehicle more agile and nimble, but now since you have the upgraded adaptive suspension, you can alter the firmness, so you can set the adaptive dampers to a softer setting for a smoother ride, improving the ride comfort, or you can set it to a stiffer setting, making the vehicle even more agile. And since they have those accelerometers, the adaptive dampers constantly adjust when driving, which allows for them to go over the bumps smoother, making the ride more comfortable. Tesla did make this vehicle a lot sportier, but at the same time they wanted to maintain the comfort. That way this vehicle can be used both on the track and as a daily driver. It's a win-win scenario here. Those sport seats will also make the driving experience so much better, since they hug you in place much better. That will also make the driving experience more comfortable and convenient. Also, the 20-inch wheels are forged, which provides sharper turn-in response, increased traction out of corners, and optimized aerodynamics, allowing this vehicle to go even further before you have to charge it. But these wheels really do add to the sporty feeling. And also with the track mode, you can alter the handling balance and the stability. So if you wanted to do donuts, you can turn the stability off, and you can send the handling balance to the back, making this vehicle more amusing to drive. And then you have those forged wheels which improve the traction out of corners, making it easier to drift this vehicle. And those high performance brakes also improve the stopping performance at all speeds, since they can resist greater temperatures. The tuned chassis also improves the stiffness and the performance. And since this vehicle is electric, there's that instant torque which significantly improves the acceleration. Also, the reduced lift increases the downforce, and the battery pack at the bottom of the vehicle provides a low center of gravity, which increases stability and handling by reducing body roll. And the all-wheel drive system improves the traction. And those sway bars also prevent the body roll, improving the cornering experience with this vehicle. It also has the torque vectoring, which improves the traction as well, and also improves the cornering experience. And since this vehicle is electric, there's the regenerative braking, which makes the driving experience so much easier, since you don't have to constantly press on the brake pedal. Just lift your foot off the accelerator, and the vehicle will stop on its own. And while it stops, it recharges the battery at the same time, improving the efficiency. But then when you're on the track, you can turn that feature off via track mode. Overall, Tesla has done a fantastic job with this vehicle. They ensured that it will be sporty and fun to drive on the track, but also comfortable and easy to drive for daily driving. It truly will be a great driving experience. So is the new Model 3 Performance worth the price? Absolutely. For $53,000, you're getting a car that can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds. That is excellent value of money. It's also got loads of technology and is very practical. Now I will be comparing this vehicle to its competitors, and you do not want to miss out on those episodes. So make sure to hit the red subscribe button down below and turn on the notifications, that way you never miss out on any new episode posted on this channel. And also let me know in the comments down below what are your opinions of the new Model 3 Performance. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode.